sometimes I think our artists' hearts are good at home and cozy and snuggled in and just living the life. Sometimes our artists' hearts are trudging the road and trying to find and looking for the thing and what's the next inspiration. And it's like breathing. It's like life. Sometimes it's amazing and wonderful. And how could it ever get any better?
Right.
Then sometimes it gets better if you're a white person. And, but you become aspirational.
Aspirational.
Like Hallmark, right? Like you have everything, but then you get that one more thing that makes it even perfect. But it happens for us too.
It happens for
us.
Right?
It happens for us.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Amanda Cordner. Amanda, 5 and 6, Toronto local.
Welcome to another episode of All Roads Lead to Magic City.
Yes.
We're here with a beautiful guest. Berend McKenzie is a Treaty 13 Toronto-based playwright, essayist, actor, screenwriter, and author.
So amazing.
So amazing, of Nigerian and Norwegian descent.
So
Mixies! Notable works include Tassels and Hockey Night in Canada. Berend participated in the Writers Guild of Alberta's mentorship program and the Warner Brothers Discovery Writers Program. They are a 2024 delegate in Netflix Discovery of Voices Initiative and the Real World Emerging 20 Mentorship Program. Berend's acting credits include Life or Something Like It, Andromeda, Connie and Carla, Jeremiah, and Catwoman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I sound so boring.
You sound amazing. Are you kidding me? Look at all this. I like saying
Oh, who doesn't?
I don't like white people saying it though.
Well, I don't mind white people saying it.
Why?
I don't mind white people saying it when they are using it in the context of the title of the show.
For sure.
Because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
When I performed it for children.
Yeah.
Because they've changed the words.
Yeah.
Like they would say, well, I call my friend it means bro. It means
Yikes.
They've taken the power away from it. It's the intention behind the words. If you're using it to talk about something within context, that's the title of the show. That's what the themes of the show are about. That's what the show is about. Then use if you feel comfortable.
Yeah. I like that you have in parentheses, would you say the name of this play?
That was the brilliant Alan McInnes and Tanisha Tate at Young People's Theatre.
Amazing.
And
that's how it was marketed. With the parentheses.
Catholic school board. Right. So
I am a survivor.
Right. So we couldn't figure it out. Vancouver School Board said we got into the elevator after we kind of had the meeting about them wanting to produce a 50 school run of the show.
Yeah.
And we got in the elevator, right? Oh, what about the title? And they were like, what about the title? I said, well, don't we need to change it?
Yeah.
And they were like, no, that's what it's about. Why would you change the title?
Wow.
And we did it.
And you wrote
Yes.
while living in Alberta.
No, I wrote while living in Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver. And was it in response to your environment there?
Yes. So
my God.
I'd written my very first play,
Yes.
Get Off the Cross, Mary, and it's about a puppet who hates Mel Gibson.
Oh.
So the puppet hires his puppet pals from the good old days, casts the movie, and then remakes A Queer the Passion of the Christ.
Amazing.
I mean, there's nothing like seeing Judas the puppet give Jesus the puppet in a men's washroom in the Garden of Gethsemane and then get busted by the Edmonton City Police. I mean, it's a thing of beauty.
Did you grow up Catholic?
Huh?
Did you grow up Catholic?
No, I didn't grow up religious at all. And I grew up believing in God. I always had a sense of God. I grew up in Canmore, in the middle, like in the mountains, born in Calgary, adopted from Calgary, and then moved to Canmore. And I was the only white or black kid in many of the towns that we lived in. I was always different
Yes.
on many. So the play is inspired by living in the racism, the homophobia,
Yes.
the bullying that I dealt with as a kid. And so after I wrote Get Off the Cross, Mary, I was coming up as an actor, as we all do, I think, especially actors of color, women,
Yes.
trans people.
Queers.
We are told who we need to be, and if we don't fit into that mold.
For real.
And I was sick and tired of being told that I wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to create something that would, I never felt like I had a voice growing up. So I thought, this is how I'm going to get my voice. This is how Stella got her groove back.
Yeah.
She wrote a play, and it was literally one story at a time that all kind of came together to be this thing that I performed for students for 5 years.
Wow.
And across Canada, took it to Scotland, young people's theater here.
Excellent.
And it changed my life. It changed my life.
How?
I found value within myself for the first time. Like I found my humanity. Growing up an abused child, growing up as a child that felt like they were never truly wanted in the family.
Yeah.
That there would be always something that I'd do that would exercise me out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the word, but like that
Ostracize?
would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like that would remove me from. Always knew there would be something that I do in my life that would make me even less a part of the whole as I felt.
Yeah.
And writing, performing made me feel less crazy.
Wow.
Because I'd always told myself, and I'd always be told, what happened to you didn't really happen, or it's not the way you remember it to be, or you shouldn't have felt the way you felt. And I saw it allowed me to take a bird's eye view of my little boy and have empathy and pride of the survival strength that little boy had to make it to 56. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No matter what the odds, you bypassed everything.
Yeah.
Canmore?
Canmore.
Oh my
gosh, that was glorious.
Yeah.
Canmore, Calgary, St. Albert, Valley View.
Yeah.
Do you know where Valley View
No.
is? That's like 4 hours north of Edmonton.
Oh, wow.
High Level is 8 hours north. It's the furthest town north.
And this is your family moving
Because
everywhere?
my dad was RCMP.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
in order to move up in the company,
Yes.
he had to go to the places that nobody else wanted to go.
Yes.
And he was the chief of police. And there was nothing for us to do but smoke,
Fuck.
fight, and drink.
Yeah. What do you do in small towns? Exactly.
What do
I'm
you
from
do?
small town Ontario.
You abuse each other.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
there's nobody else to abuse, right? Like,
Yeah.
And it was tough, but my life lately since COVID, since after Ray died, after my partner 28 years passed, I was living in Vancouver, and just everywhere was a memory. Every place I went was, oh my God, that trip, that moment, that time. And I wanted to go back to where I started my career as a writer, actor, performer, and that was in Edmonton. Yes. And that's where I did all my first Fringe plays. It was where I learned that I had more to offer than just being a drag queen in a bar, alcoholic drag queen in a bar. And I really went back with this sense of, I'm going to just go back and make peace with this province.
Okay.
And so I did. During that whole time that I was there, I think I was there for 3 years, I went back to all the places that I said I would never go back to.
Wow.
I made a pilgrimage back. And it was...
Was it healing?
Oh, it was beyond.
Wow.
It was beyond healing. It was again, like writing, I was able to, and I was also writing a book at that time about my experiences being it's called Outlier. And it's a novel about just what happened with me. And I was just able to meet me where I'm at.
Yeah.
And understand that high level wasn't the problem. I was the problem. My family was the problem. Mm-hmm. Valley View wasn't the problem. I was. Hinton, no. Canmore, no.
But aren't they like a little bit of the problem though, too?
Yeah, I mean, just for being what they are.
Yeah.
Right? Like we had the possibility of change as humans.
Yes.
I can't change a place.
No.
You know,
Or the people of the
or
place.
the people of the place. Yes, there were problems. Everybody, no place is perfect.
Yeah.
But in my family, it was always I learned from my parents to scapegoat.
Yeah.
So we as children, it wasn't our family that was the problem. The brown kids in the family were the problem. Oh. But they were the problem too.
Yeah.
But the towns and the places, like High Level almost ruined our family. And I'm like, no. Like, yeah, it wasn't the best place to live. But when I went back to High Level, every new place I went to meet myself, and I literally would able to look at my little self and say, you were so innocent.
Yeah.
You had no power. No. You couldn't say no. You couldn't, every time you spoke up to tell the truth, you were punished. So that's it. Okay, so if a therapist sat me down, say you were a therapist. Okay. Now say that you asked me a question like, close your eyes and think of a place that brings you peace.
Close your eyes and think of a place that brings you peace.
A dumpster.
In Alberta.
Oh, more specifics. I would
Red Deer.
Yeah, I would think of Mexico or Hawaii, but I would never feel connected emotionally on a heart level. Now, if that question was asked to me, I would say High Level. There was such a moment of absolute, like I sobbed while I was there, but not out of anything other than I just was able to meet myself there and see all the things that I had done since then.
Yeah.
So to go there and to have complete empathy for myself and pride in the fact that I survived, I think of High Level. I don't want to go back. I love Alberta. I love the idea of what Alberta, the promise that Alberta has.
What do they promise?
Well, I don't know.
I just need help convincing. I've just been to Alberta quite a few times, and I think it's a godforsaken province. I think it's beautiful. Stunning. Yes.
The open skies, that promise. That promise of expansiveness, big sky.
And magnanimous, these majestic, solid mountains.
Foundational.
Reaching, and they don't give a shit.
With all that white on the top.
White's always on top.
White's always on top. Yeah. Honestly, so that fantasy, that promise.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back, but if I ever do go back, it will be to go back to Valley View and High Level.
Wow.
Yeah.
When do you feel the most free? And where? Today.
I don't feel free.
You don't feel free?
No.
And you live in Toronto now?
Yeah, I love Toronto.
Okay.
I love Toronto so much. I love Toronto. I'm so happy. I've wanted to live here since I got HIV in 1991.
Yeah.
It was like you move to, where are you going to die? Go to Vancouver, or you make your parents pay?
Yeah.
Go to Toronto and make the city pay. And I thought, well, at least I'll get dinner at my parents'. Because I didn't know many people in Toronto, and thank God I didn't come here, because I would have probably died.
Yeah.
And so do I feel, I don't feel free. I don't feel free from guilt and shame, remorse. I don't feel free from my own inability to control my emotions.
Yeah.
Growing up in the home where I was gaslit into believing that the things that I was experiencing, feeling, and having done to me were normal.
Yeah.
And that I shouldn't feel it because I was the bad kid. So do I feel free? No, but I have to tell you, I moved to Alberta 55 years old. I thought I was 54. I missed a whole year. I mean, fuck COVID. That sucked.
Yeah.
I had a meltdown last year in Stratford.
Yes.
When I went, I should calculate how old I am. I missed being 55.
Because of COVID?
No, just because I was just so not free.
Yes.
But moving here, I sold everything in Alberta because I realized after COVID started opening up, when things are, when your best friends are wearing Hitler outfits to Halloween parties and then posting it on Facebook, it's time to leave there.
Yeah.
And so I moved here and I packed everything up, and at 55 I thought, I'm just going to go and explore my dreams.
And so, wow, this journey.
I know it's a lot. Sorry.
No, do not apologize.
It's my ADHD. I'm all over the place.
It's been perfect. I'm thinking of the trajectory, your trajectory from childhood to now.
Yeah.
You've lived everywhere, many places in Canada,
Yeah.
lived and worked and created. Now you're in Toronto. And so I just want to ask you, or get a read on, what's your perception of the entertainment industry here in Canada? What's it like working for you here? Are you getting the opportunities? Are you working consistently?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It is nothing. Like, I had expectations. I don't know what I thought when I first got here. Because I got into the Warner program, I thought I don't know what. I was sober when I was thinking this. I was like, oh, I'm going to be the great mocha hope.
The great mocha hope?
Yeah. Except for in the summer, I get a little bit darker.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be the great mocha hope, and I'm going to fly into Toronto, and I'm going to get an all-over deal, and, all over my face,
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen. And it was because of my expectations and my unrealistic expectations of what moving here has been.
Okay.
Okay, so that was last year.
Yeah.
But, oh man, I can't imagine living anywhere else.
Yes.
The diversity, the opportunity, the walking out the door and seeing every walk of life that I don't stick out. Yeah. People don't look at me because I got painted nails. No. People don't flinch when I say I'm they, them, or he, or she, or they.
What you said about expectation, you had all these expectations about all these opportunities. So that's where I'm at today.
Right.
Is the illusion being broken for me.
Yeah.
I had this expectation that, especially being a part of this show, that the opportunities were going to be all over
Pearl
my chest.
Necklaces of
all over my stomach and my back.
Magic City all the way, yeah.
Well, before we get there, I just wanted to ask your wisdom. My illusion's being broken, right? So how do we go forward? How do these young artists out here go forward with these broken expectations? What, in terms of the industry, entertainment industry, what is your gauge on the climate, the current climate?
At the end of the day, true artists, like you, like Monica, like everybody in this room, like myself, like, we have heart, and this sounds so it sounds so, but I'm going to say it.
Say it.
We have artist hearts.
Artist hearts.
Yeah, we have artists' hearts. And what that means to me is every time people have been around where I'm out. I'm not doing this. I'm going to be a mailman person.
Which I totally did.
Right?
You know, I totally did that.
Yeah.
I went to work for Canada Post.
Yes, and loved it. And, wondered how and here you are schlepping away on this couch. You're like, God, laughing and having a good time.
Right.
But if you have a true artist's heart, art will always find a way.
Yeah.
Art always finds a way through AIDS and death and life. Artists will always the art will always find a way to you, no matter how hard and I'm out.
Yeah.
Screw Angelina
And that's
Jolie.
That's how I feel.
Screw Halle Berry.
Yeah. Forget all of you.
Fuck Vogue. I don't need it.
I don't need any of you.
I don't need any of you. I'm gonna go
I'm gonna go become a psychologist.
Oh God, anything but an artist.
Anything.
But oh man,
I know.
we are so lucky. We really are lucky. I really believe, I'm not religious, but I believe in the universe showing me what I need to see.
Yeah.
And I get one thing and it just shifted my perspective. So I guess it's also trying to find the hope within the despair.
Yeah.
That to your point and what you're going through. Yeah. I talked to a very popular showrunner recently, and they were sharing their story about they were in LA and they'd started writing on this very famous television show, thought that award-winning television show, thought everything was everything.
Yeah.
It's all gonna come. Pearl necklaces all over my face. All of that. Just my skin so soft.
Exactly.
My skin's so soft. All that paper cuts everywhere. So many scripts.
Exactly. Land on me.
They thought
Yeah.
that this was it. And then they found themselves back at some clothing store. And especially here in Canada, that's what I've learned.
What?
As a queer person of color in the industry, is that we have been told that once you make it to this level, then you never have to worry. And that's not the truth.
Obviously not.
And I would say, if you are somebody who is able to dig into the reality of the thing and not wear the rose-colored glasses that tells you that, like me moving here, that I was going to be the one to break the mold, to do the thing, to da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Have that as a fantasy, but understand that's a fantasy. The reality here is, I thought that when I got work across from Halle Berry. I mean, this is it. Wow, people are going to die. It's a terrible movie, but I'm in it. I was a part of making that thing terrible. Thank you.
Thank you. Where's my award?
You're welcome. You're welcome. But you know what?
What's
that's
the
what I thought.
reality? Where do
the
I
reality is that this is only a moment.
Yeah.
And look how much richer you are for it.
Yeah.
And you're not stopping because you're doing this.
Totally.
Things change things. And then it's the feeding, I think, maybe for you, this is you feeding your artist, because you gave a lot to what you were doing. Yeah. And when you do that, you kind of take a step back from who you are.
Yeah.
And now your spirit is eating it all up again.
Totally. And I'm meeting myself here.
Yeah.
At this point of, the horizons are huge. The skyline is calling me.
And you
It's
did
clear.
some fucking awesome fucking work.
Thank you.
And you broke some fucking barriers.
Definitely.
And you helped a lot of people. And you don't know who those people are.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you, with I literally was in a lineup during COVID at my local drugstore. Mass, everybody's not touching it.
Yeah.
For some reason, popped into my head, and I was like, God, I wonder I wonder if that affected anybody. And I swear to God, the universe heard. And I opened up my Instagram, and I didn't have Instagram before COVID. And I opened up my Instagram, and there was a message that said, I was in grade 8 when you came to my school in East Van. I was coming out of the closet, and I was terrified. And then I saw, and I thought, if you could be that Nelly and talk so freely and share yourself so openly, maybe there's hope for me. And I came out the next week.
Wow.
And now you don't know, like, you inspired me, right?
Really?
Like, yes, of course. What
do you mean?
Yeah, well, we have to celebrate. Like, we don't get to, like, that's the great thing about Sort Of, is that it gave people like us, visibility. Yeah. You weren't a shrinking violet. You were lovely to watch. You know, you were just your energy. You gave that to somebody. You gave somebody some young queer person somewhere, and you will continue. It is forever. What your gift was, and what Sort Of's gift it was to people, will live forever.
Yeah.
And that's huge. And I would think that it would take me a year or so after it is all over, the last awards are given, the last gala is done. Yeah. Now you're in the wow, what now phase. But your work just keeps going on.
And the what now phase is all roads lead to Magic City. Have you heard of Magic City?
I have a little bit.
What do you know about it?
That I'm destined to be a stripper. No.
Yes,
Well,
you
tell
are.
me. I've just heard that it's like this wonderland of strip.
Yeah.
So tell me.
Well, it is divine intervention of great talent. And we're talking like elite showmanship. Like
Artistry.
For real. That's what I was witnessing, Berend. I swear, like, these women, black, beautiful, thick ass women, honey.
Yes.
Swinging from these poles, you know? And I was like, wow, look at this body. Look at these bodies and black beauty being celebrated here. Being celebrated, cash thrown all over that head. I was like,
Yes.
I need to be here. That's what I thought.
And there it is. You found fucking hope and inspiration.
I found hope and inspiration
in a fucking strip bar.
I did. I'm not even joking.
Because it's artistry.
Pageantry.
It's, because
Fantasy.
as a black person, I am extra. I love that extra shit, right? Like, I am all about the extra. I mean, there's no drag queens and strippers.
Tell me.
Drag queen stripper.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so of course. But this is the thing. Is that you're creating this already.
Yeah.
And it hasn't even been that long.
No.
Since the last chapter kind of has stopped a little bit. You're already moving on to the next. I think that's a win.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times what I will do is I will write a list of all the things that I did towards my art.
Wow.
Just
like at the end of the day, or
like when I'm feeling like I have doing nothing, when I feel like I'm wasting my time, I haven't done anything. I applied for this grant. I applied for this E20 thing. I got this thing. I got this grant. And then even if, because I'm not I'm not making money. Like I'm a baby writer.
Yeah.
Last year I spent all year writing fucking applications that take for fucking ever.
For real.
And you think, oh, well, this is going to be different, easy. I can just take this and put it into this application. No. But what I did is I kept a list. And I applied for like 23 things last year. Plus I wrote a pilot. Plus then I did a pitch deck. And then when you see that list, when you feel, and it's like a little promissory note to yourself. When you feel like you're not doing enough or not enough, you look at that list of the things that you've done to find the inspiration to keep going in this art, to find that magic city within your spirit.
Hell yeah. Thank you for that, Berend.
You're welcome.
Anything you want to plug to our audiences?
Absolutely not.
Nothing? What should we look out for of yours?
I don't know, my next porn. Magic City.
Magic City.
Well, what am I doing? Well, I'm rewriting for the first time. I haven't looked at my feature film that I got into the Warner program. It's a story about, it's autobiographical about one night during 1997 Stanley Cup playoffs, and a HIV positive addict is summoned to the bedside of his dying ex-partner while the game is being played. And he's forced to face a room full of people who despise him and memories he's tried really hard to forget. He's used drugs. So it's based on that one night. And so I'm in a program right now that's given me a mentor, the E20 Emerging 20 program. And so I'm working hard on that. I've got a pitch deck for that. I just got back from Banff where I was able to represent and wear shoes. Honey, I looked so awesome. I was so proud of me. Good. I was like, I thought those things through. I may not be able to write, but man, I look good.
You can write.
I look like I can write. So even if you don't like my writing, you can admire my shoes.
So many words.
So many words.
All Roads Lead to Magic City with Amanda Cordner is produced by Clark Park Films, Monica Mustelier, and Stephanie Cowan, and is sponsored by Little Havana Cafe. The show is executive produced by Amanda Cordner and directed by Monica Mustelier and lighting design by Stephen Elphick. Thank you so much for listening. Please join me next week for another episode of All Roads Lead to Magic City. Follow us on all the socials at All Roads Lead to Magic City.